Hey everyone, Jengar here. So today I have two matches for you in the P-47D-28. We are flying in a squad with a few guys from the squadron, and we're gonna look at what the changes are to this plane. I've read a lot about the changes on this plane. It's supposedly worse than what it was before after a nerf. After that nerf it was fixed a little bit again, but not quite. So we're gonna fly it out and see what I feel about the plane, if it can still perform and such. I'll see you in the match. Hey guys, so here we are in the match. Now we've met our first opponent after climbing to 7,000-8,000 meters. We were looking for the enemies. We came close to enemies a few times, but they either dove away and we were not ready to dive at them yet. I was flying in a squad today with Terra and Ego in this match. And we wanted to check out the P-47 actually, how it's doing right now. We all heard and read a lot about nerves and that they fixed it a little bit again. So let's see if this plane still has its strength. We're approaching our first confrontation here. There's also a Yak 9 coming up. I did the P-47 before, of course. It's an excellent plane above 5,000 meters with great performance, always has been. Great top speed in a dive, great handling in a dive as well. Great firepower with the 850 cals. Also fires. Definitely not a turn fighter, this plane. Big, heavy and fast. That's what this plane is. And it can take a beating. We missed the shots on this 3P. Roll over a little bit to avoid those shots. Just slightly, but it was enough. We loop over the top here. The 3P is diving away. But this Yak 9 is also a nice target. They're both at approximately the same altitude. We have a King Cobra ally over there. And he's pulling that Yak 3 up. And I'm going for the shot here. Let's see if I can get my first kill in this match. Yep. Few more hits in. Just try to finish him off. Try to make that fire permanent and he jumps out. Now that's our first kill. The Yak 9 will dive away and we won't get him this time. And we will look for our next targets. So here we found him. Our B-25 was in trouble. He was jumped by 3 opponents. And we thought we were gonna help him out, but there were actually 2 B-25s, but they were both killed there. And there was a collection of enemy fighters there, at least 3. And we thought we might as well go that way and get into a fight with these guys. Up until this point, there's a PE2 by the way. They're going for maybe some of our destroyers or something. P-47 hadn't disappointed me up till so far. You know, I can't really specialize in any plane with the amount of gaming time I have right now. And of course I have to make new videos for my channel, so I go from plane to plane and I can't really revisit planes a lot, except maybe when I fly a squadron and we just pick some random planes together to fly out. But I can't notice any difference with this plane. It still does what it did. Maybe in some way it has a little less engine power or something. I've heard or read about that, but I can't really notice the difference. It's still fantastic in a dive. It still doesn't have climb rate, but it can get up there. I get a shot in on this guy. But no fire, and he's coming back up for me. But I have too much speed. I quickly extend away from him, from this Yak 9T. There is a Yak 9 coming in though, and a Yak 3. So we still have all 3 of these planes in the neighborhood. PE2 crashes. Genghis Khan, nice name. There's still a PE8 in the match as well. Terrible plane that with 20 mm. It can hit you to terrible effect in a realistic battle. But yeah, like I said, I haven't noticed much difference for the P-47Ds at least. This is the 28. It's been flying fantastically. It still feels like it always felt before. But I still want to believe the specialists, the people who fly out the P-47s a lot, that these guys can notice a difference with the flight medal from what it was before. And I'm gonna have to believe them on their word, because yeah, like I said, the last time I flew this plane is a long time ago. You can check out the other video I have on this plane on the channel. It's really a long time ago. It's a realistic battle 3 or 4 months ago, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, maybe longer. That's actually the last time I flew out this plane. I crit this guy. It's not entirely apparent to me what I hit him with. Well, what I hit him with is the 50 cals, but where I hit him. I do notice though that he cannot lift up to me. He was still pretty close. He had big troubles moving the plane up. I got into a little bit of a hassle here with 4 planes around me, and they all wanted to shoot at me. So they're all turning right now, of course. And I put the nose down, let the plane pick up its speed. I pass 660 here, 670. We're going for 680. And if things haven't changed, I should be able to outrun all these guys, because this plane is much faster than all of them. Butterfly effect in his Yak 9T crashes into the ground. No apparent reason. Nobody hit him because nobody gets a kill here. Or maybe the hit registration was off again. But both my allies here, both Terra and Eagle, didn't say, oh, when I hit him, why didn't I get the kill? So he just crashed into the ground there. Maybe a mistake rolling the plane while Ego or Terra was attacking him. This is still a 3-on-3 though. Well, let's see what we can make of it. Ego is extending here. I also told him to just keep extending away. I will get some altitude and roll over. Ah, there he goes. The Yak 9T, which I critted before, was damaged enough to go down. So that's my second kill in this match. Renamed the turns off of Ego, who's now climbing. And turns for Terra for a head-on, who is also diving away from these guys and trying to outrun them while we make approaches on them. So here we go, an I-185 and a Yak 3. Terribly good planes, both of them on low altitude. That guy turns away quite nicely. I wanted to go for him, but he forces me to go for the I-185. I shoot him on fire with a nice burst from my 850 cals. And he goes down into the forest there. Coming from my dive, I still have enough speed to extend away from the Yak 3, who has turned and is on fire, and he will be going down. Just trying some desperate shots there. But yeah, Ego gets that kill. And then the last guy left is his PE-8, who is coming this way. And I am terrified while I was approaching this plane. As you know, the PE-8 has several 20mm cannons sticking out from several sides. And can be devastating when you try to approach it, especially in realistic battle. It's just the damage they do is just so much more devastating on the flight models. But yeah, I don't really like this plane, the PE-8. But we're still gonna try to put him down. Get this match over and done with. But still very enjoyable plane, the P-47s. I love these planes, and I still do. I had a great evening flying with these guys. Lots of good matches. So we're on our final approach here. Cut down the engine, start shooting early, and we ignite 2 engines, 2 fires at once. And he goes down very quickly. Look at him shooting, but he's off by a mile. And that's good for me. No damage on me. I have 40 seconds left on my fuel. I can still take it back to base. Save the pilot. So yeah, great plane. And even though something changed on the plane, which I can't notice because I'm not a specialist on this plane, flew it for the last time 3 or 4 months ago. Fantastic plane. So we got first place in the team with 4 kills. Bit of squad shenanigans there. Terra shooting ego there. Yeah, so we got 63,000 Silver Lions, 2,599 research points. We got Final Blow, Terror of the Sky, and Bulletproof. And yeah, enjoyable match. I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, so here we are in the second match. Now we climbed up to about 5,000 meters, 6,000 meters as well in this match, but we found nobody there, nobody at all. And just one guy who decided to dive down, and then we decided to go down as well. Missed my initial pass on this guy. But there's another guy here. Monk misses his shot there. Making my first approach. And we missed the shot, unfortunately. Zoom on this guy, but we also miss that shot. Take it back up into the vertical. This guy we are extending though. Just some easy elevator movement to stay out of his guns. With the speed we have, that should be no problem. I should have gone for the other guy actually here, but I'm going for this guy. He goes up even further after helicoptering after Monkey, and Monkey unfortunately gets shot. He chose to fly out the P-51, the Cannon Mustang, and that thing doesn't climb really well, so the G2 had that opportunity. We'll try to take some revenge right here. Lead a little more, and we shoot him out of the sky. The G2 there. Now we're taking it up back into the vertical with 500 kilometers speed. And yeah, that's our first kill. So everybody was low after we climbed up very high. And it was then no problem to decide to go low after we saw about 6 people down low after 7 people in the match. Something like that. We have 1 person unaccounted for, and that's not too much in that case. So yeah, the performance of this plane of course on altitude is the best, but you can still make it work here with some shorter boom and zooming and some energy fighting. But every time you catch some altitude back, you can, when you put the nose down, this plane is so heavy that it picks up speed quite nicely. It's very fast in a dive. You can basically run away from everybody, especially on this battle rating. It's a very, very good plane still. So this BF-109 is chasing Terra, but he decides to turn off, and he is coming my way. He is more than a kilometer below me though, and I think he decides here that he can't reach me. He doesn't have enough energy to pull up. He decides to go for Terry here though, which is a bit of a crazy move because that gives me an easy shot on him. So I miss my shots here. But not that one. We shoot off his wing. We got a P-47 on the runway that crashes but can still repair because he will go up.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy.
And we have the 410, who is also landing. But I definitely don't want to go into the gun range of those AA guns, which are devastating. It's a 2-on-2, but we are in the advantage, of course. We are both in the air. We have our energy, we have a little bit of altitude. And those two guys are on the airfield there. So like I said before in the other match, we had some great matches the night we flew out these planes, the P-47s. And couldn't really notice any dip in performance on this thing. Of course, many of you may have much more experience than me in the P-47 and flown it much more before and after the nerf and the little fix they put in, because I did read about those things. But for myself, I fly this plane so rarely that for me the difference that it has now with the old flight model, I can't notice the difference, to be honest. It still does the same things well and the same things badly as before. And it can still perform very well. And the difference is so minute that for a person like me who flies it very rarely, although I wish to fly it more often, but I just don't have the time. But for me it is not noticeable, the difference that it has now with the old model. Making the approach on this P-47. How do we miss that shot? By not leading enough. But he decides to make a roll error and ditches into the ground, or maybe that one hit damaged the plane more, and in his next maneuver the flight model was that much impeded that he crashed into the ground. I don't know, but yeah, I don't mind that kill there. Now the funny thing was that Terra didn't had a kill yet in the 3 matches before this one, and I had many kills and I wanted to make an approach here. But he said, no, I got it, I hit him, and I'll get him, just leave him to me. But I said, okay. You know, sometimes you gotta give your teammate a little bit of joy as well. As in the other match, for example, he did a lot of getting guys off my tail and a lot of support work, but he didn't get any of the kills in the last match and the match before that. So well deserved for him, a lot of work put into these squad matches. And we win the match, we finish it, and it was a quick match, good match. Nice win with some good bonuses, and let's see what we got for rewards after that enjoyable match. Well, let's not ask you, Monkey, whether he had an enjoyable match in this one. He'll have another story. Oh, a poor helicopter death from that G2 there. Right, let's see. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now that was a fun evening of flying with the squadron, had a lot of fun, and also had a lot of fun in the plane. I personally cannot notice any major differences with the old flight model, but like said in the video, I don't fly this plane a lot. I am not a specialist. I fly a plane a few days and then I move on to the next plane for which I want to make a new video. So the last time I flew out this plane was with the last realistic battle I had in this plane, and that's a long time ago. Really haven't looked at it much after that. So for me, yeah, the knowledge and the memory of this plane was old, but it still does what it did. You know, it's still a high altitude performer, a good boom and zoomer, great in a dive, a great high speed there, and great firepower, and a big plane, not a turn fighter of course, but all those things are still true, and you can still perform in it if you keep it in that boom and zoom roll. I'm not gonna do a full conclusion here because I think most of what I said in the old video is still true, but I'm curious to know from people who fly out the P-47 a little more what they think. So definitely let me know what your experiences are. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed the video, that you learned something there. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video. You know, those likes really make a difference. Do leave me a comment. You know, I always look forward to the comments every day. And if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. I really love to have you aboard, and don't feel shy to leave me some comments. I always try to respond to them. So again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.